Hello everyone, I am Deepika Pathak. Today I am here to discuss the Pharmacy Therapeutic Committee, means the PTC. How the PTC is working in the hospital, what is the role of the PTC and the important role in the hospital formularies. So, we will discuss it today one by one. So, let us start with the Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee, which means PTC, short term as PTC. So, the Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee is an advisory group. In every hospital there is a committee called as Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee, and it is advisory or educational committee. It is working as both. So, how it is working as advisory committee or advisory group, or how it is working as educational group, we will discuss in these slides. Advisory group that consider essentially all matters related to the use of drugs. Everything about the use of drug. How drugs should be selected for the hospital formulary, there are some of the criteria for the selection, and dispensing, the distribution, the administration to reduce the side effect, to reduce the adverse effects, to monitor the adverse effects, to do the rational use of drugs. Everything about the drugs which is used in a particular hospital is managed by the PTC, Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee. So, that is why it is very important. In a hospital, including evaluation of drugs, I told you in the definition part, reduction of or number, we are reducing the side effects, we are reducing the adverse effects, we are reducing the drug interactions in the Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee. So, they are evaluating the drugs. They are evaluating the dosage form, which dosage form is best and which to select. Safe use of investigational drug. These are the drugs which are for the investigational purpose. Like in a hospital, there are some of the clinical trials are going on for medications which are for new purpose. Then there could be the new indication, there could be the new molecule which are induced, there could be lead molecules which are studied in a hospital. So, they all are the investigational drugs. So, we want the safe use of the investigational drugs. It is responsible for framing policies. I told you whatever the use of drugs in a hospital, they are managed by the PTC. So, it is making the policies, it is framing the policies and procedures for selection, means which drug we have to select, and these drug selection is based on number of factors, means the demography means of course a particular hospital, if in a particular hospital a specific type of patients are coming, means it could be the patients with diabetes mellitus, or a particular hospital is there in which the patients are only with cancer. So, of course, the hospital wants as in the second example, the hospital wants anti-cancerous drugs. In the first example, hospital wants diabetic drug, anti-diabetic drug. So, this is the how we will select, and of course, there are other factors, not only the demography, there are some of the cost factors. We will see the patients are able to afford that cost. So, on that basis we are selecting, and even there are many more factors. Procurement, then after selecting the drug and the formulations, then we will do the procurement, mean we will purchase the drug. Dispensing, how to dispense, there are some of the dispensing policies. There are labeling requirements. What are the labeling requirements? Availability of the drug, how drug should be administered, what are the control of drugs, specially control of drugs we will do in the narcotic and psychotropic substances, which are just like opium derivatives, opioid categories, So, which can cause the behavior changes. So, these all will be studied under pharmacy and therapeutic committee. Now, this committee will constitute some of the members, and who are the members? It is written in this point: physician, pharmacist, other healthcare professional means nursing staff, hospital administrator. So, these are some of the members and they are composing this committee. Another, this is the policy recommending body to medical staff. Yes, I told you at the initials of this PPT, this PTC work as advisory as well as educational. So, how it is educating here? We can see it is a policy recommending body to the medical staff. It is recommending to the medical staff and the administration for the decision. Yes, for the decision making of treatment. So, it is written the administration of the hospital on matter related to the therapeutic use of drugs. I told you for the treatment. So, therapeutic use of drugs. Point number 5, it encourages rational use of drug. If we are planned which drugs we need to select, which we need to procure, which we need to purchase, which we need to dispense or administer, of course, it is giving the rational use, because we know which combination is more effective and we get the data from whatever the studies are there, like from the clinical trials, like from the preclinical data or pharmacovigilance studies. So, we are more aware about which medication is actually benefiting. So, it encourages rational use of drugs in the hospital and also monitors issue relating to the drug safety. Ultimately, when there is a rational use of drug safety will increase, means to reduce the side effects and to reduce the adverse effect, to reduce the drug interactions, all these. Point number 6, one of the most important functions of the PTC. What it is? See, I told you it is hospital formulary. To make the hospital formulary, in which they are selecting the drugs on some of the factors. There are some of the demographic factors, cost basis, some of the drugs are which we call as essential drugs. We have to put in the hospital formulary or only on the recommendation of the PTC. And after making the hospital formulary, that is not enough. It is very important to update it on year wise, which provides information on various drugs to be used in a hospital. So, these are some of the functions the PTC is performing. Now, constitution of PTC, in some of the functions we discussed in previous slides. Who are the members here? Facility medical staff. Facility medical staff means medical staff related to every sections, means there could be a cardiologist, there could be a gastroenterologist, there could be a another doctor, we can say dermatologist. So, from every section we need specific medical staff, because we want the information from every section. They know more about medicines from this cardiac section, they know more about the medicines from gastric section, they know more about from the medicines which are used on skin. So, like this, facility medical staff and other prescribers, there are some of the surgical doctors. So, we need the advice of all of them, yes, but they are the representatives. Pharmacist, a chief pharmacist, nurse, chief nurse and administrators who are controlling the different departments. So, from all of these we will make one of the committee which we are calling very popular PTC, Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee. Now, some of the additional supporting staff are here. What are these additional supporting staff? Let us see one by one. Quality improvement manager. Quality improvement manager, they are seeing the quality of the medications, they are seeing the qualities of the policy the PTC made. So, quality improvement manager could be the supporting staff with the PTC, main members, medication safety leaders. What they are doing? They are seeing the adverse drug reports, the patients who are taking a particular treatment, and after taking a particular treatment, what are the reactions reported to the patient. So, they are evaluating all these reports, and on that basis they are reporting either to clinical pharmacologist or the physician, so that they can think of for the treatment which is really giving the adverse drug reaction. Some of the informaticists and other healthcare means the personnel who are working in the drug information center, yes, and poison information center. This is in the hospital itself. What happens there? If any query related with the treatment, any patient, any physician, any nurse, any healthcare staff can ask question to the drug information center or the poison information center. They will update, they will give the information related with that query on the basis of background they are receiving. So, these all informaticists or other healthcare, they could also be the part, they could also be the additional support for the PTC. Another, professionals and staffs who participate in medication use process. So, there are some of the staff, they are seeing the prescription orders of patients. What they are seeing? Let us see, there are some of the researchers we can see. Some of the researchers are there, some of the staff members are hospital staff members. What they are doing? They are seeing the prescription order. What we will see in the prescription order? Is it following the standard treatment guidelines? Is it following the right use of drug? Right use of drug means the right dose to the right patient, to right frequency. These all points will be seen in the medication use process. Yes, and if any reactions is reported after giving that order, patient had taken and patient suffers from the allergy reaction or any of the adverse drug reaction, what is the next step? What is the next step to treat it, to reform it? So, there are the step, either we can change the therapy, either physician will change the therapy. So, this is all the part in the medication use process, how the medication are used. Yes, researchers can do this or any hospital staff. So, professionals, staff who participate in medication use process, they could also be the part of additional support. They can give the information to the PTC. Another, the patient and the family engagement advisors. So, some of the patients are there, they are giving the data. Yes, because these all are on the basis of what patient is feeling. Yes, what patient had reported and also on the basis of laboratory data. So, patient and family engagement advisors, they all can give data to the PTC and act as supporting staff or additional supporting PTC members. Now, as I told you, PTC means the Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee. It is a key role or important role, has important role in the formulary management. What is the formulary? Yes, the formulary is the booklet or the compilation of all of the drugs used in the hospital. So, how the formulary management process going on? Yes, the compilation of the drugs. So, it comes under the medical executive committee. This is the main board of the hospital, we can say, main board of the hospital. Under this, there is PTC. Yes, main board of the hospital is the medical executive committee, and under this is the PTC, means Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee. In the Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee, who is there? We can see these all: medical staff, pharmacy staff, professional staff. Yes, and then what this PTC will do, we see here, PTC meet 6 times a year. Yes, as a meeting, they will do the meeting. What they will do in the meeting? They will review. Yes, they will review, they will revise and implementing the treatment strategies. First, they will select what treatment, like there are the option. We can choose the drug A, we can choose the drug B, we can choose the drug C. There are many options, but we'll see the efficacy, we'll see the cost, and there are some of the studies, because we are not saying it verbally. So there are some of the studies, there are clinical clinical data, pharmacovigilance study. From all the studies we will see which is giving more efficacy, which has the optimized cost. On that basis PTC will select. So this is called the review. It is reviewing and then it is revising, because every year PTC will update the formulary, so it will revise it, then it will implement. Yes, because sometimes what happens, there are some of the drugs which are outdated. Yes, and there are some of the drugs which launch in the market with a very good efficacy, with a very optimized cost. So that strategies could be implemented. That's why very important to update it on year wise. So implementing the treatment strategies, medication use review, how they will do it? Of course, if we are implementing a particular treatment, then that's not enough. We have to check on daily basis that if the if a physician is recommending a particular treatment which we have selected, like for the example I have taken the drug B. Yes, so to the patient, physician starts to recommend drug B. All the patient number 1, patient number 2, patient number 3, similarly for all of the patients, a drug B is selected. So it is prescribed to all the patients. After prescribing the drug B, it is very important to monitor each of the patients, that it is giving the effect for which it is selected. Means, yes, like I have selected it for the diabetes mellitus, so it is giving effect. Very good. It is giving good effect, but some side effects. So this is the data of, this is the data and this data will be compiled for the next year. When we will review it, we will see this. Is it really, after implementation, it is really effective or not? If it is not, there are some of the other options, of course we will select. So medication use review means, I told you, drug review panel, there is a panel in the PTC, they will review the drugs, they will see the quality of the drugs. Safety evaluation means they will check adverse drug reactions, they will check side effects, they will monitor the patients, they will see the toxicities. So this is called safety evaluation, and all these data PTC will either revise, of course in the revision they can add a new drug, they can revise the formulary, or they can delete. I told you, like in the example, if a drug is not giving a good effect, so they can delete it. Another is, yes, after seeing all these, I told you the PTC is doing medical and hospital staff notification. We have calculated, we have seen the data, what the drug is giving a effect on all these patients, but the most important point is to notify. Yes, to notify to the hospitals. So to notify to the hospital means, who is the responsible person here? Yes, clinical pharmacologist, physician, and they could be the members of PTC also. Yes. Functions of pharmacy and therapeutic committee. What are the functions? We have discussed in previous slides, and this is the conclusive slides of the function. Medication use evaluation. Physician is prescribing drug which PTC has selected, so we will evaluate it. Point number 2, adverse drug event monitoring, in which there is a ADR form, adverse drug reaction form. So, to a particular patient means a particular patient had taken a drug A. After taking a drug A with a dose of 200 mg, the patient suffers skin reaction. Patient suffers diarrhea. Yes, these all are the adverse drug reactions. These all could be the adverse drug reaction which is already reported or not reported. They could be bizarre or they could be augmented or any of the adverse drug reactions. So, some of the pharmacy professionals, they are also doing the adverse drug monitoring and they are reporting it to the PTC. Medication error prevention. Of course, when we will do the evaluation, when we will do the adverse drug monitoring, there will be the prevention of medication error. Yes, and when there is a prevention of medication error, of course, it will increase the medication safety. Yes, so these all are the points we can achieve the medication safety. Now, PTC is also making clinical plans, clinical care plans, medication management initiatives. Some of the medication management initiatives, they can give the guidelines how we can manage a particular disease. These are some of the drugs we can choose as a first line, second line or third line. So, preparation of hospital formulary. The whole scenario is moving around this. So, they are making the hospital formulary, they are handling the use of the drugs which are in the hospital. Budget preparation of the pharmacy, how a pharmacy should be regulated, where investment should be, how much investment in which of the section, which of the department. So, this is all under the budget preparation of the pharmacy. Now, hospital PTC is giving budget, they are giving the drug information system. So, all of the DIC or the PIC means the drug information center and the poison information center, they are working under the PTC, pharmacy and therapeutic committee. They are also performing some of the audits in the pharmacy section or different or wards, nursing stations for the medication use evaluation, for the adverse drug monitoring. So, in that way they can do the auditing. So, auditing also the auditing of pharmacy records. Now, PTC in drug formulary, how they are doing, what are the functions we will see. All medication use policies regardless of the origination should flow through this PTC. What are these points? There are some of the questions we can see. The organization should have the medication use policies. Yes, how the medication should be used, that address the following. What are these points? We will see. Point number 1. How medications are requested. When there is a formation of any formulary under the PTCs, there are some of the very basic questions. What are these questions? Question number 1. How medications are requested for addition to, because there are some of the factors which are based for the addition or for the deletion. There, when there is a revision, means there is a revision of hospital formulary, what happens? There are 2 points. One is the addition, either will add any drug or will delete any drug. So, how medications are requested for addition or deletion from the formulary? There are some of the factors, means if a particular drug is very good, very effective with a optimized cost, so of course that alternative will add, or if a drug is not giving a good effect, so will delete, and there are some of the also evidence based. Some medications are reviewed for addition, then after the request, how medications are reviewed for addition, we will see, and deletion from the formulary, including who performs the review, how and when drug classes reviews are conducted. So, these are some of the points we want for the request, for the review, and how and when drug classes reviews are conducted. So, it should be systemic, it should be evidence based, it should be unbiased. Now, next, the process of developing, implementing and monitoring. How will develop, how will implement, how will monitor medication use guidelines. Let us see. I told you, when PTC is forming any drug formulary, it should be by evidence based studies. Yes, and these evidence based studies could be clinical trials, especially randomized clinical trials, data which is taken from the clinical trials, data which is taken from the pharmacovigilance studies. Now, methods and policies for ensuring the safe procurement means safe purchasing, prescribing, safe distribution, administration, how to administer the drug, monitoring is very important so that we can revise it for the next year, medications for selection of suitable manufacturers. Okay, so when we'll select and will purchase, in the initial phase of purchasing, we have to ensure for the suitable manufacturers. Who will supply the drug? Who are the manufacturers? So, for specific medication, that is the pharmacy department is responsible for specifications for the quality, and when we will select the manufacturer, who could be the manufacturer who will supply the drug to the pharmacy, then the pharmacist will see the quality, the quantity and the source of the supply of all the medications, chemicals, biologicals, whatever the pharmacist has written in the requisition form. It could be any medication such as chemicals, biologicals, the pharmaceutical preparations used in the diagnosis, either for the diagnosis or for the treatment of the patient. Process of using non-formulary agents. There are some of the non-formulary agents. Before this, I have just told about the formulary drugs, means which is already selected and written in the hospital formulary. This is called the formulary drug. Now, there are some of the non-formulary drugs. So, the process for using non-formulary agents within the hospital and health system. This is also under the PTC. What could be the non-formulary drugs? Yes, the process for managing radiopharmaceutical. There are some of the pharmaceutical agents which we call as radiopharmaceuticals, means they are giving radiations. The process for managing drug product shortages. What are the strategies? What are the plans if there is a drug product shortage? This is all given by the PTC. There are the policies regarding specific medication use process, means procurement, how will purchase, how will prescribe, how will distribute, how will administer, how to monitor, automation, if there is any automation technology. So, all these points are given by the PTC of the hospital. The process of giving the awareness, of spreading the awareness towards medication use policies and how users will be educated about the process, about all these strategies. This will also be implemented, fully implemented by the physicians, by the pharmacist if they are giving support. Physician, pharmacist, nurses, they are very responsible for spreading medication use policies, how to use a particular drug. Process for accountability, it is very important, and there are some of the equipments which are increasing the accountability, means some of the infusion pumps. There are some of the equipments like they are giving the correct dosage. Yes, they are ensuring for the correct dosage. So, infusion pumps, they are in the accountability, they are giving the good accountability. Dosage error reduction software, some of the softwares are there, they are giving the data for the correct dosage. Intranasal atomizers are there, whatever the dose is already given to, we want it to the patient, of course that will be delivered in a correct dosage form. So, it is very important to maintain the accountability, what is the dosage given to the patient, and it actually the patient had taken that dose. So, it can be by the infusion pumps, it can be by the dose error reduction software, or some of the, there are other examples also. It could be the intranasal atomizers. What is the next point here? The consideration of medication access through prior authorization process. What is the medication access? Means who will take the access of it? Either the nurse is giving the particular drug to the patient or physician prescribe a particular drug to the patient. So, this is called the medication access. This all will be through prior authorization process. This should be a systematically planned, and there are some of the patient assistant programs which are helping to the patient to maintain the adherence. Implementation of PTC decisions into the electronic health record. So, these all some of the points for PTC they are doing pharmacy therapeutic committee in the drug formulary. Now, evaluating medication for inclusion in the formulary, I told you in the previous slides how they are evaluating, how the PTC is giving decision. These are general basis, we can say the decisions, and these decisions are on the basis of data they have for the previous year, and on that basis, this is called the evaluation of medication. On that basis, they will include some of the new drugs or they will delete it. So, for inclusion in the formulary, the PTC should have the structure evidence based process I told you from some of the data like the clinical trials or the data from the hospital itself in the evaluation of medications for the formulary consideration, and it should reflect a thorough, accurate and unbiased review. There should not be any conflict of interest. The evaluation process should encourage objective consideration. Of course, if we want to treat the hypertension, there should be the objective to stabilize the BP. If a drug is not able to stabilize the BP, there is no use to add it in the formulary. So, of course, it should encourage the objective consideration of clinical and care delivery. I told you what is clinical and care delivery means. For the hypertension, it should stabilize the BP. For diabetes, it should stabilize the blood glucose level. So, facilitate communication and foster positive patient outcomes. What do you mean by the positive patient outcomes? This is the positive patient outcomes. And support safe, it should be safe, not giving adverse effects, adverse drug reactions, side effects. So, we want to select that treatment which is reducing all these things and maintaining the efficacy, reducing the cost, optimizing the cost. Pharmacoeconomic assessment. This is done at the time of inclusion. I told you this is not only the point, like I can take an example for the pharmacoeconomic assessment, how a pharmacist will do the pharmacoeconomic assessment. They are the cost, they are the consequences. Yes, there are 2 points are considered in the pharmacoeconomic assessment. The PTC will do at the time of making hospital formulary. So, there could be many options. It could be for drug A, it could be for drug B, it could be for drug 3. I am taking just example of 3 drugs. For the cost, let it be 100 rupees, drug A is taking 100 rupees, drug B is taking 200 rupees, drug 3 is 150 rupees. So, these could be the cost. Now, consequences, coming to the consequences means it is lowering BP. I am taking the example of hypertension, very popular disease. So, it is decreasing blood pressure. Yes, it is also decreasing blood pressure, and this is also decreasing blood pressure. These are the consequences, these are the cost. Of course, on the basis of the efficacy, if I am taking an example here, like all these are giving equal efficacies, they all are stabilizing the BP. So, means they have the equal efficacy. Now, 100, 200 and 150. If we have to select which treatment, which drug is effective, of course, we will see the drug A. Only when there is equal efficacy. So, we have to increase the efficacy, we have to we want high efficacy with a optimized cost. Which is the optimized cost here? Is the 100 rupees. On that basis we will do the assessment. Yes, there are many studies in it, but this is only the basic of the pharmacoeconomic assessment. Now managing medication use. This is also the part of the drug formulary. We have discussed in the previous slides how they are managing the drug use, the procurement, the dispensing, the administration of the drug, the reduce of the side effects, adverse effects, monitoring of adverse drug reaction. These all come under the managing of medication use. Now the last point is the decision made by the PTC should support the improved patient care outcomes. What do you mean by the patient care outcomes? A patient is suffering from particular disease and after taking a treatment the patient is really getting benefit of it, means the symptoms are improving, the disease is improving, means it is improving the patient care outcomes. So this is all about PTC. Thank you so much everyone. We will meet in the next part.